good day and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Diary TV. Of course, I remain your humble host, Divine Favor A. Woggle. Yes, onto today's segment, I bring you Eric Chille's reaction to South Africa ineligible player drama. A World Cup qualifying roller coaster. Of course, today we are diving headfirst into one of the wildest stories in African football right now, the drama surrounding South Africa's alleged ineligible player scandals against Lesotho, and how it's shaking up the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers. I'm your host, of course, Divine Favor, and trust me, this one's got everything: tension, controversy, and the Nigerian Super Eagles squad that's got us all biting our nails. Nigeria under new boss Eric Chille just stumbled at home against Zimbabwe in Uyo, settling for a frustrating 1-1 draw. Meanwhile, South Africa flexed their muscles with a 2-0 win over Benin, soaring to the top of Group C with 13 points. Benin and Rwanda are locked at 8 points each, while Nigeria was sitting on the shaky 7 points. But here's where it gets juicy. Whispers are swirling that South Africa might have fielded an ineligible player against Lesotho and Eric Chille. Nigerians gaffer has something to say about it. Buckle up, because this is going to be a 60-minute deep dive into the chaos, the reactions, and what it is all meant for Nigerians' World Cup dreams. The Uyo stumble Nigeria versus Zimbabwe. Now let's start with what went down in Uyo, because oh boy, it was a roller coaster. The Godswill Akpabio Stadium was buzzing. Fans packed in ready to see the Super Eagles soar under Eric Chille in his second game in charge. After a morale-boosting 2-0 win over Rwanda in Kigali, thanks to a Victor Osimhen brace, hopes were sky high. This was supposed to be the game where Nigeria turned the tide in Group C. Zimbabwe, bottom of the table with just 3 points going into the match, looked like the perfect opportunity to bag 3 points and climb the standings. The first half, a bit of a snooze feast, 0-0 at the break, with Nigeria dominating possessions but struggling to break down a stubborn Warriors defense. Then in the 74th minute, magic happened. Ola Aina flicked on a Moses Simon cross, and who else but Victor Osimhen rose like a king to hit it home. 1-0 Nigeria. The stadium erupted and it felt like the floodgates were about to open. But here is where it all went wrong. Complacency crept in. The Super Eagles took their foot off the gas and Zimbabwe smelled blood. In the 90th minute, yes, you heard that right, the 90th minute, a defensive mix-up gifted Tawanda Chirewa a chance, and he didn't miss. 1-1, the whistle blew, and the silence in Uyo was deafening. Eric Chille, he was livid. Reports say he didn't even shake hands with Zimbabwe's coach Michael Nice after the game, a move that had Nice visibly annoyed. Chille later admitted, and I'm paraphrasing here, "We made some mistake, honest, sure, but that draw left Nigeria with just 7 points after 6 match days. It's a gut punch, especially when you consider what was happening elsewhere in the group." Now South Africa rides the Benin victory. While Nigeria were licking their wounds in Uyo, South Africa were busy sending a message. The Bafana took on Benin Republic, and let me tell you, it was a statement win. 2-0 at home, clinical and composed. Goals from Ikram Reyners and a late strike from Patrick Maswaganyi sealed the deal, pushing South Africa to a commanding 30 points at the top of Group C. They've been on fire in these qualifiers, unbeaten in their last 5 games with 4 wins and a draw. This wasn't just a win, it was a flex. South Africa knew Nigeria had dropped points and they pounced on the chance to widen the gap. Benin, who had been joint second with 8 points before the match, couldn't handle the pressure. Their coach, Gernot Hoare, a familiar name to Nigerian fans from his Super Eagles days, watched his side slip to a disappointing defeat, keeping them stuck on 8 points. Meanwhile, Rwanda, also on 8 points, couldn't capitalize either, drawing 1-1 with Lesotho. South Africa now 6 points clear of Nigeria, and that's a mountain to climb with only 4 games left. But here's the kicker. Their path to this perch might not be as clean as it looks. Enter the ineligible player drama against Lesotho, and suddenly Eric Chille ears are perked up. The ineligible players drama, South Africa versus Lesotho. Now let's get to the meat of this story. The controversy that's got everyone talking. We went to match day 5 when South Africa beat Lesotho 2-0. On paper, it was another solid win for Bafana, keeping their World Cup hopes alive and kicking. But Lesotho's Football Association isn't buying it. They've lodged an official complaint with FIFA, claiming South Africa fielded an ineligible player, Teboho Mokoena, the Mamelodi Sundown star. Here's the deal. FIFA rules are crystal clear. If a player picks up 2 yellow cards in separate matches during the same qualifying campaign, they are suspended for the next game. Now, Mokoena got booked in South Africa 2-1 win over Benin on match day 1. Then again in their 3-1 victory over Zimbabwe on match day 4. By the rule book, he should have been sidelined for the Lesotho game on match day 5. But guess what? He played. And not just a cameo, he was on the pitch for 82 minutes. Lesotho's like, hold up, that's not right, and they've got a point. If FIFA agrees, the punishment is straightforward, a 3-point deduction for South Africa. That would slash their tally from 13 to 10. Flipping the group on its head, Nigeria, Benin and Rwanda will be licking their lips. Of course, at the chance to close the gap, but it's not a done deal yet. FIFA is still investigating and South Africa's camp is staying tight-lipped. This is where Eric Chelle comes in and his reaction, pure gold. Eric Chelle's reaction, calm before the storm. So what does Eric Chelle, the man tasked with reviving Nigeria's World Cup dreams, think about all this after the Zimbabwe's draw? He was already under pressure, fans were frustrated, the team was shaking and the standings weren't looking pretty. Then this South Africa drama drops and Chelle's response is classic, cool, calculated but with a hint of hope. In a press interaction he said, I am keeping it real here. If it's true, we will see what happens in the coming days. That's it. No grandstanding, no wild accusations, just a measure. Let's wait and see. But don't let that fool you behind those words. You can bet Chelle's mind is racing. A 3-point deduction for South Africa would be a lifeline for Nigeria. From 13 points, South Africa would drop to 10. Just 3 ahead of Nigeria, 7 with games against Rwanda, South Africa, Lesotho and Benin still to come. The Super Eagles could still control their fate. Chelle's not one to get carried away though. He knows the Zimbabwe draw was a self-inflicted wound. Nigeria had that game in the bag and let it slip. He's probably thinking, we can't rely on FIFA bailing us out. We've got to step up. And he's right. Even if South Africa lose those points, Nigeria's got to win matches, starting with that return leg against Rwanda in August and a massive showdown with South Africa in September. Chelle's reaction might be low-key, but it's dripping with intent. He's watching, waiting and plotting. Now the bigger picture. Group C standing and what's next? Let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. As of March 26, 2025, here is where Group C stands. South Africa lead with 13 points for now. Benin and Rwanda are titled at 8 points each. Nigerians on 7, Lesotho's got 6 and Zimbabwe trail with 4. Only the group winner gets a guaranteed ticket to the 2026 World Cup in the USA, Canada and Mexico. So the stakes are insane. If South Africa keeps their points, Nigeria got a step climb. 6 points behind with 4 games left. If they lose those 3 points, it's a whole new ball game. 3 points behind with a chance to overtake, of course. And then head-to-head for Chelle and the Super Eagles, it's do or die. The next qualifiers aren't until September 2025, so there's time to regroup, but the pressure's on. Can Nigeria capitalize if FIFA rules in Lesotho's favor, or will they rule that Zimbabwe draw over forever? That's it for today, fams. What do you think? Is Chelle the man to turn this around? Should Nigeria be banking on their own results or hoping for a South Africa slip-up? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button and subscribe for more football drama. Until next time, keep the passion alive. Of course, we remain Diary TV.